Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. XRP Crypto Wolf here posting this. Ripple has transferred 60 million XRP to an unknown wallet. So this amidst the Swell conference that's happening in Dubai, guys, yesterday and today, November the 9th. If you're watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it, Ripple's 60 million XRP transfer to an undisclosed wallet raises questions about XRP's price rally and if it's going to face a halt. So in a surprising turn of events, Ripple, the renowned blockchain company, has made a significant transfer of 60 million XRP, guys. That's worth about $42.83 million. And considering now that we're hearing a lot more information, brand new updates regarding XRP utility scaling up in a real world setting. If you guys didn't catch the video I did this morning, I will link it up here in the top right hand corner. I'm starting to question now these transfers and if we're going to see even more of them. The transfer comes amid a whirlwind of activity on the XRP market, with the digital asset experiencing remarkable fluctuation. So just to take a look at XRP right now, this morning I was talking about this dip. If XRP maintains above 65 cents per coin, we would be vacillating in this channel here. And hopefully that would get narrower and narrower, forming a bullish pennant pattern. It's still too early to see that on the daily. If we look at the 1 hour, we're starting to see that. It's kind of doing this kind of a thing, an ascending bullish triangle. So looking good so far, guys, on the shorter time frames, but we got to look at all the time frames to really get a sense of where XRP could go next. But these indications too that we're seeing, more and more activity with XRP moving, I think is really great. Back in 2019, the major XRP transfers we were seeing were mostly, it was mostly just the escrow release. We did get a few every now and then on exchanges, but guys, it feels like now we're seeing way more of these types of transfers, $42.83 million worth of XRP. And so, with the higher the price of XRP, it's going to be a lot less XRP that needs to be transferred in order to facilitate these types of payments. So again, if you didn't catch the video this morning, I urge that you watch it, because these are now all new updates from Ripple's Swell event 2023 that I think are going to have an effect on XRP utility moving forward into 2021. So massive utility at a larger scale. Anyway, wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf for posting that. I also saw this from Riz XRP, guys, the big elephant in the room now. The other thing that was going on was DC FinTech Week, and Brad Garlinghouse, despite the fact that Swell was going on, he also made an appearance at DC FinTech Week in Washington.
The SEC should be part of the solution. Other countries, it's no problem. And you joke, I think you were joking to my meeting with the SEC today. In another country, that wouldn't. I've met with central banks. I've met with, you name the regulator, and it's kind of like, yeah, no problem. And an open meeting, open dialogue. We talk about what Ripple's doing. We talk about our view on the crypto industry. No problem. Here in the U.S., it's like, oh, the laws are clear, but yet we can't answer, is ETH a security?
Boo, Gary Gensler. But thanks to Riz XRP for posting that. Also saw this from DJ Peter Vass, U.S. Congressman, says Gensler is ineffective and incompetent, guys. This coming from Congress member Tom Emmer. So he just recently made a speech. Prominent XRP legal expert Bill Morgan, though, acknowledged Emmer, calling out the SEC regarding Ripple's lawsuit. So Bill Morgan did repost this. For context, Emmer took to the X platform to announce that the House passed his nonpartisan appropriation amendment without any opposition. And guys, here is the tweet here from Tom Emmer. Gary Gensler is as ineffective as he is incompetent. Wow. Scathing statement here. Fortunately, my nonpartisan appropriations amendment to rein in SEC enforcement abuses against the digital asset industry passed the House today with no opposition. That's huge, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Regulation by enforcement is a practice all too common with this administration. This is particularly the case at the SEC and Chair Gary Gensler's approach towards our capital markets and financial services industry, but especially with our emerging digital assets community. My amendment seeks to put an end to Chair Gensler's pattern of regulatory abuse, a pattern that is crushing American innovation and capital formation without undermining our ability to go after criminals and fraudsters. Specifically, my amendment prohibits the SEC from using funds for enforcement activities related to digital asset transactions until Congress passes legislation that gives the SEC jurisdiction over this asset class. This will keep Chair Gensler, who has proven himself to be ineffective and incompetent, in check while Congress continues working to give this industry a chance to grow and develop right here in the United States. Let's just look at the facts. Under Gensler's leadership, the SEC has pursued dozens of enforcement actions against the digital asset industry, despite never finalizing a single rule or regulation for the industry to follow. Chair Gensler refuses to provide the marketplace with clear criteria for digital assets that he would consider to be a security. How can this industry comply if there are no rules or guidelines to follow? On top of that, Chair Gensler has developed a track record of going after actors like Coinbase, a publicly traded company desperately trying to survive and innovate right here in the United States instead of going offshore like so many are forced to do. And Gensler has done this while missing bad actors like FTX and Terra Luna.
I'm going to leave it there. It goes on for about another 3 minutes, but I will link this in the description for you. Basically, a full 5 here, almost a full 5, of really criticizing the SEC and Gary Gensler at the helm. Of course, Congress, I'm happy much of Congress is on the right page, wanting to get on board to really kind of steer the ship back in the right direction, really kind of make the United States the place for crypto adoption, crypto expansion, and innovation. And so, we were kind of veering off track a little bit, but, it's good to see guys like Tom Emmer doing their due diligence and spending the time doing the right thing when it comes to crypto adoption and crypto innovation, pretty much, because we don't want to be left behind. We do not want to leave this to other jurisdictions. I mean, we got the talent, but this industry is developing rapidly. And so, it is not stopping for the United States. Anyway, wanted to thank DJ Peter Vass for posting that. Linda P. Jones also mentioning this with regards to stablecoin issuer Circle and how they're considering an IPO in 2024. Now, as I was saying, and as I've said now in the past a few times, we have seen Coinbase. Let me just bring up the coin stock here. Coinbase on the stock exchange. These guys are very strategic about when they decide to IPO. And so Coinbase back in April of 2021 did IPO. Of course, this is when Bitcoin had hit a new all-time high and altcoins had followed. And so, I have a feeling that we're seeing something similar here when it comes to stablecoin issuer Circle. I think that they are planning this very strategically. They're considering an IPO next year after failed SPAC bid. Circle, Internet Financial Issuer of the USDC stablecoin, is considering going public early in 2024, Bloomberg reports, citing people with knowledge of the matter. The company is talking to advisors as it prepares for a potential IPO, said the people who asked not to be identified. Deliberations are ongoing, and there's no certainty that Circle will decide to proceed with the listing, the people said. However, it's not clear how much Circle would seek their valuation at. They're saying $9 billion for the entire company. And this was back in, this is when there was a blank check deal back in 2022. Circle, the Concord acquisition, mutually terminated their merger agreement last December. The deal was announced in July of 2021 at an implied valuation of $4.5 billion, and then that doubled. So Circle, at least the rumors are, they are looking to go public in 2024. So maybe we will see a peak of the market in 2024. However, I still do think that 2025 is really the time, unless we continue to see Bitcoin rocking and rolling. Let me just bring up the Bitcoin chart here. As of this morning, we were seeing, Bitcoin really kind of hit its stride here. Right now, it's still trading fairly high. Check this out, though, guys. I just noticed XRP has come right back down here and wicked down. So we're not seeing the momentum continue for XRP. Really did find that resistance at 70 cents about before it came right back down, wicked down to 66.5, and now it's trading at 68 cents. So we still have a lot of time, I think. And, if we do see this go live in 2024, I think that's going to be an indication of, where the market and the enthusiasm is at. And mark my words, when we see these companies go live, greed is going to be high. It's certainly not going to be low, because these guys plan the market very, very carefully. Anyway, wanted to thank Linda P. Jones for pointing that out. Wrath of Kahneman also bringing this to our attention. Tranglo, a Ripple investment, wrote a brief article about AI and interoperability for crypto and used ODL as an example. So Ripple partner Tranglo did come out talking about AI, artificial intelligence, I guess is the same thing as machine learning, with regards to on-demand liquidity. So are we going to see robots control the XRP ledger or control on-demand liquidity capabilities at least? For example, they say down here, businesses can use XRP or on-demand liquidity. Ripple will provide needed liquidity via XRP or ODL-enabled credit rails to free up working capital without relying on the chief backer. Circle also intends to solve liquidity issues by using CCTP to mint and burn as needed. These two solutions provide the necessary liquidity without upfront preparations. So we have heard about machine learning technology, but it is interesting that Tranglo has mentioned this in their most recent report here with regards to Ripple. This just came out today, guys. Interoperability, myth or achievable goal? Well, we know that that is achievable, certainly, but blockchain and AI integration as a solution. I always get kind of wigged out when I hear the word AI or artificial intelligence, whenever I hear it, integrated into something like my banking or something like facial recognition on the streets, something that'll affect me without my consent. It's an interesting concept here. I'm sure it can be used for good. But of course, we always have it in our head that, be careful of this technology because, we just want to be safe. We just want to make sure that, we safeguard ourselves. And again, guys, I self-custody my crypto. I personally use a cold wallet storage solution. I use the Ledger. I know there's been some controversy surrounding the Ledger, but they have never given me any problems since 2017 when I purchased my Ledger. So I've been using it now for 6 years with no problems, and I have a lot of my cryptocurrency custodied there. So, I keep my crypto safe there. I have an affiliate link in the description if you guys are interested. I do think whether you use a Ledger or not, because you don't have to use my affiliate link, you do have to find a solution, because as the prices start going up, and we're already seeing the $10,000 portfolio that I've been trading here over on my Patreon start to rise, guys. I'm going to be, I guess just as a side note, I'm going to be doing an update on that. I know I kept saying that I'm going to be doing an update, but I've been so busy with other things. Also, I gave my market update on XRP to my patrons just recently, but I will be getting to that this week for sure. We're seeing the market rise. We're seeing it rally. It's important because, guys, cryptocurrency prices are just going to go higher and higher. You don't want your $10,000 investment to balloon up to $500,000 or whatever, all for it to get stolen because you did not keep it safe. This just going also to the point that AI, learning technology, making decisions on behalf of algorithms. Again, if you guys are, fans of TV and movies, maybe you watch Netflix, maybe you watch other streaming providers, and you're realizing, why is the content so effing crappy? Well, it's because they use algorithms. They don't actually sit down and create good stories anymore. They just kind of figure out what people are watching, but that creates a perpetual problem. It's problematic, but that's maybe a story for another YouTube channel, even not really crypto related at all. I think you guys get the point, though. We have to be careful. This new technology is being introduced into our world without us knowing, but I digress. Let me continue here with DMoney, guys. Another Ripple partner. Them and SCB have just revolutionized cross-border money transfers. They've partnered with SCB to facilitate secure cross-border money transfers, expanding access into Myanmar. So this just coming out yesterday. They did a survey back in February revealing that more than 94% of Myanmar workers typically transferred money to their home country through informal channels, such as money transfer agents like Hundi. Well, a few chose to transport money themselves via their acquaintances. Only a small percentage utilized former banking channels for money transfers. So you guys can see here there's certainly a need for that. This trend is attributed to the limited access most users have to financial services because this is a very unbanked population. Moreover, the exchange rates within the conventional financial systems are notably higher compared to the rates offered by informal services like Hundi. So now these guys, Ripple enabled, they are coming into a collaboration with SCB to directly manage and exchange rates between Thai baht and Myanmar kyat. So again, probably one of these rails that are not very liquid, an exotic corridor that RippleNet can solve for very, very easily, leveraging XRP. You guys can see some more promotional material here. SCB2 is also connected to Ripple. So very interesting news coming out of DMoney. They guarantee prompt delivery of funds to recipients when customers opt to transfer money to e-wallets, ensuring immediate availability. So just one example of what they do here. For transfers to bank accounts, the process typically takes only 1 business day. However, it's important to note that the maximum transaction value for each transfer is is capped at 50,000 baht. So the CEO and co-founder of DMoney, he said this: DMoney and SCB share a strong partnership that acknowledges the significance of advancing financial services for over 2 million Myanmar citizens residing and working in Thailand. These individuals annually wish to send money back home, totaling more than 1.33 billion US dollars, or approximately 48 billion baht. Our aim is to empower them to transfer money securely through DMoney, eliminating the reliance on brokers as seen in the past. So DMoney really hitting it out of the park with another Ripple partner, SCB Bank, looking at that particular corridor between Thailand and Myanmar. Again, an exotic corridor. This is why RippleNet is so useful for all these countries around the world. You can leverage XRP, guys. So we're going to see more demand there. 1.33 billion US dollars worth per year in just that one corridor. So some great news there. Also wanted to mention this with regards to Vechain, another one of those cryptocurrencies that I'm really excited about. out. Double-edged sword crypto, they got the real-world utility, but they're also part of the $10,000 Patreon portfolio. It's one of these companies where I love seeing, the crypto move, but also I love seeing, the continuous building of these partnerships. It's not just a meme coin. Vechain working with United Nations and sustainability campaign. So Vechain has launched a new sustainability campaign with the United Nations geared towards promoting sustainability through the A-World campaign. Users now can log their actions towards sustainability in the app and get rewarded, including standing a chance to win tickets to the NANO ATP finals next year in Italy. So that is the gist of it. Here's a quote. Vechain did announce the new campaign on Tuesday, and they said, we've just launched our challenge tournament with the A-World app, an official platform in support of the United Nations Act Now sustainability campaign. We have some epic prizes for our eco champions. Are you ready to play? So this is another campaign for individual actions on climate change and sustainability. Whether you agree with it or not is a different story. I love seeing the application, though. Partners include the University of Cambridge, European Commission, BlackRock, Cognizant, Prada, and now Vechain. Participants are encouraged to measure their carbon footprint, learn about sustainability, and take the most effective actions to fight climate change today. So we're seeing more developments for this particular company, Vechain, another one of those companies that is really hitting it out of the park, and that I think we will see a lot more utility for on that particular blockchain moving down the road. So another one of those double-edged sword cryptos. And I got to say, Vechain price has not disappointed. Right now it's up to 0.022. So my Vechain portfolio looking fairly good. Again, guys, this is just one of these coins that's in my legacy portfolio, but also for my Patreon subscribers, I am trading Vechain. I want to keep moving because I wanted to show you this. A little concerned, actually, about what the German government has been saying out loud regarding the use of retail central bank digital currencies, this courtesy of Mr. Man here on Twitter. So as we know, the world is being great reset. As we know, a new financial framework is coming down the pike, and they're trying to, massage it in a way, I guess, to make sure that we accept what is coming. Well, listen to what this German government official said, guys, at the European Blockchain Convention. Again, courtesy of Mr. Man here, so wanted to thank him for posting this.
Actually use CBDC, and I've said this in many fora that I think the focus at the moment is only about the adverse case of wrong way risk, where there's a crisis and everyone flees into CBDC. And thinking about that scenario is completely legitimate and necessary from a financial stability perspective. But from a usability perspective and an adaptability perspective, I'm very happy that the ECB is also thinking about the normal case, i.e., what happens in normal times, and how do we actually get people to use a potential CBDC offering if and when it comes. And for that, I think it's absolutely necessary that the central banks also think about the interface to the client, where it's not a foregone conclusion to me that central banks are the best able to provide convenience and innovative power of connectivity to retail clients. So I think the challenge will be for the central banks to find the right place for handing off the CBDCs into distribution networks, into innovation networks that then build around a core of central bank currency. And that's absolute daily business in all other areas where there's always a handover point between the central bank activity and the private sector activity. So I think that delineation will be specified more in this case.
All right, I'm going to stop it there, but I think we kind of glazed over that beginning part. What did he say?
I've said this in many fora that I think the focus at the moment is only about the adverse case of wrong way risk, where there's a crisis and everyone flees into CBDC.
Everyone flees into a CBDC, you don't say. You're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud. Anyway, wanted to thank Mr. Man for pointing that out. On that topic, I happen to see this too from Wall Street Silver. The president of the European Central Bank says you will have a choice when the CBDC is launched. And I think that there's been a lot of pushback. I know in certain countries, the central bank has actually put out surveys on CBDCs, asking citizens of certain countries, what they think. And I think, the kinds of people that know about CBDCs, because I think the average person has no idea what a CBDC is. But people like you and I, people who are into crypto, we get it and we understand how nefarious they can be. So I have a feeling they've been getting a lot of overwhelmingly negative feedback about central bank digital currencies. I just get that feeling. Here's what Christine Lagarde said, okay? She claims that cash and CBDCs will both remain options, but for how long? Until they phase out cash and force you to only use a digital euro to track all your purchases and control your movement. And I think this is a bit of damage control, if you ask me. Listen to this.
The digital euro is on the move. Yesterday, the Governing Council of the ECB approved the opening of the preparation phase. It will be a journey, and we will walk the journey together with the legislator. All European institutions will be involved to make sure that Europe is equipped with the currency of the future. Cash is here to stay. You will have all options, cash and digital cash. So what does it mean for you? For consumers, it would be free and easy to use everywhere.
Okay, so you have both of those options, as Wall Street Silver says, for now. But what happens when they abolish cash? Well, you'll have to just get used to using their central bank digital currency. You know, it's not a very good look, especially when we're seeing this. Another one from Wall Street Silver, when Switzerland comes out saying, you know, fresh off a 185 billion bank bailout, they're now considering restricting bank withdrawals to lock depositors in next time. The Fed is not far behind promoting friction tech that would lock us in because they're making banks not only too big to fail, they're too big to bail out, meaning you get to fund the next bailout. So he's likening this to in the United States where the Fed is promoting something called friction tech. But let's just take a look at this story here coming out of Switzerland, considering restricting bank withdrawals. Guys, I just did a quick Google search here. And if you guys take a look even just at these headlines, you can see Swiss finance chief says bank withdrawal curbs aren't on the table. So obviously what was happening here is, this story was getting some negative. I'm sure there are a lot of people questioning this, calling up their bank saying, what the heck is going on here? Reuters also commenting on this. Swiss authorities, banks mull new rules to prevent bank runs. Notice how they, they worded it differently in this particular article here. And what else we got? BNN, Bloomberg, okay. Right here, Switzerland banks talks about new measures to prevent bank runs. So again, coming from the Reuters site, just preventing bank runs, not looking to restrict deposits on withdrawals. Nevertheless, I do suggest you watch Peter St. Ange's clip here. Switzerland is considering locking people into failing banks and capital controls, meaning you guys can deposit your money, but you will not be able to take it out. Again, this is why I'm very leery of crypto custody, and I'm still going to be custodying my own crypto on a Ledger Nano. Just be wary, guys, because, this is all coming down the pike as soon as, all this stuff goes full legit. These companies like Circle, they're already, in talks of launching IPOs. This is the beginning of a brand new industry, a brand new financial framework that is going to affect you and I. And so, me personally, I don't want my fiat to be vulnerable. I have diversified into crypto, precious metals. I keep an operational cash balance in my bank account. This is just what I do personally because I think it would be foolhardy to 100% trust our current banking system. That said, though, guys, XRP is going to be central to change, and I think even one day we might not even have to cash out of our XRP. We could probably use it as a medium of exchange because it will be so ubiquitous around the world. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.